Galatians Chapter 2. Then after 14 years, I again went up to Jerusalem with Barnabas, taking along Titus as well. And I went up because of a revelation, and I laid before them the gospel that I proclaim among the nations, although privately to those being of high reputation, in case I should somehow be running or had run in vain. However, not even Titus, who was with me, being a Greek, was compelled to be circumcised. And on account of this, false brothers stole in to spy out our freedom that we have in Christ Jesus, in order that they might enslave us to themselves. We did not give way in subjection to them for even an hour, so that the truth of the gospel might hold its ground among you. However, of those seeming to be somebody, whatever they once were is nothing to me. God does not accept a face of man, for those seeming to be somebody imparted nothing to me. Rather, on the contrary, having seen that I was entrusted with the gospel of the uncircumcision, just as Peter was to the circumcision, for the one working effectually by means of Peter for apostleship of the circumcision worked effectually in me also towards the nations. Jacob, Cephas, and John, those reputed to be pillars, knowing the merciful goodwill given to me, gave me and Barnabas right hands of fellowship, that we should go to the nations, and they to the circumcision, only that we should remember the poor. The same thing I also was keen to do. When, however, Peter came to Antioch, I opposed him to his face, because he was to be blamed. Because prior to some coming from Jacob, he was eating with the nations. But when they came, he began to withdraw, and he was separating himself, being struck with the terror of those of the circumcision. And the rest of the Judahites also played the hypocrite together with him, so that even Barnabas was carried away by their hypocrisy. But when I saw that they were not walking in line with the truth of the gospel, I said to Peter in front of everybody, "If you, being a Judahite, live in the custom of the nations, and not as the Judahites, why do you compel the nations to Judaize? We, Judahites by nature, and not sinners from among nations, knowing that a man is not pronounced righteous out of works of law, but through faithfulness of Jesus Christ, also believed in Jesus Christ so that we might be pronounced righteous by the faithfulness of Christ, and not by works of law, for no flesh will be pronounced righteous by works of law. If now, in looking to be pronounced righteous in Christ, we ourselves are in fact found as sinners, is Christ in that case an agent of sin? May it not be. For if I build again the things that I destroyed, I confirm myself a transgressor. For through law I died to law, so that I might live to God. I have been crucified with Christ. Nevertheless, I live, yet no longer I, but Christ lives in me. And that life that I now live in flesh, I live in faithfulness to the Son of God who loved me and gave himself up for me. I am not setting aside the merciful goodwill of God, for if righteousness comes through law, consequently Christ died for nothing.